Hear. All persons unable to be honorable justice may enter into justice. No superior court. Try name, give your attention, you shall be heard. Go to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the Supreme Court. Please be seated. Please turn to the cell phone.
Good morning, jurors, and welcome back. Jurors, will start today with the 4 questions. Jurors, were you able to comply with my order that you not go on any social media and that you not go on any news media? Were you able to comply with my order that you not speak to anyone about the case? And were you able to comply with my order that you not do any research about the case? And do you all still have open minds? Those 4 questions all answered in the affirmative by all 16 jurors in the box. We're ready to begin today's work. We can have the witness back on the stand. Trooper Guarino. Morning. Just Trooper, you understand you're still under oath?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may be seated.
Thank you.
And you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Morning, sir.
Good morning.
So just a couple of recaps here. That binder that's been marked as Exhibit 79, the binder of the history that you included of the MacBook Gray device, we can all agree it contains 3,677 records as you defined them yesterday.
Yes, well, half technically because they're duplicates. Shows the first one from the parsed and the second one from the carved, but they're the same record. So it'd be about, 1,800-ish, realistically.
I don't understand your answer.
So if you look at the binder, it shows one record, say record number 1, shows the information, the parsed information, and then this record number 2 shows carved. It's the same date and time stamp, the same information, just a different location in the database. So it's almost duplicated.
Okay. Here's my question.
Yes.
In the binder that's been marked Exhibit 79, you listed 3,677 records.
Yes.
And it totals 1,034 pages.
I'll take your word. I don't have it in front of me, but yes.
Do you have a copy of it?
I don't up here with me now.
Mustn't have gone far. We can find it.
Sure.
Thank you. Yes, it is. Thank you.
Yesterday, you testified to the binder that was admitted as Exhibit 80, and that was regarding the iPad Mini.
Yes.
It involved 2 separate extractions.
Same extraction, but 2 different versions of the software. Yes.
Wasn't it labeled Extraction 1 and Extraction 2?
I didn't label it that, but that's how it is labeled. Yes.
In any event, it's clear now, isn't it, based on your forensic analysis, that the searches that were found on the iPad Mini were not conducted on the iPad.
Yes, that is correct.
That you used the term sync yesterday, right?
Yes, that is correct.
And you used the word sync in the context of the searches based on your forensic analysis originating on the Gray MacBook.
That is correct.
And when we say sync, and when you say sync, it means that, in part, that no one manipulated that iPad mini with regards to all the searches that this jury's heard about?
That's correct, yes.
You told us yesterday that there are multiple records, as you defined it, records in this Exhibit 79 that have the same timestamp, correct?
For this binder here, the 79?
Exhibit 79, yes, sir.
Yes, that's correct.
And you told us specifically, if I heard you right, that does not mean that there were multiple searches with the identical timestamp, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And it does not mean that the website that's referred to in each one of those duplicate records, it doesn't mean that that website was visited twice.
Unless the visit count says twice, then yes, but like I said, that parsed and carved record, there's the same record of the same thing that happened, just different spots pulled from the database. So,
and you did not, in what's been marked Exhibit 79, you did not indicate to whoever looks at Exhibit 79 what were those duplicate records.
I did.
How'd you do that?
I spoke with the prosecution, our ADAs, and explained what this is and how it parses out the data and when it prints out.
What I'm asking you, though, is when someone opens up that book, and let's just say someone like a juror, when they open up that book, there's nothing to indicate to them out of those 3,677 quote records which one is duplicative and which one is not.
Well, I just testified to it now and also on direct, and it also shows in the book the same date and time stamp, and I explained the parsed and carved records.
Yeah,
I don't have a paper written report, if that's what you're trying to infer.
You don't have a what?
Paper written, handwritten report, if that's what you're trying to infer.
I'm really not trying anything. I'm just asking you that if someone were to look at those 3,677 records, there's no term used that says this is a multiple, this is a duplicate of record 1 or record 2. It says nothing like that in the book, does it?
Objection. You can answer.
I don't fully understand. So you're asking if there's something that says that one's a duplicate and one's not?
I've asked, yes, that's what I'm asking.
By the same date and time stamp on the record, and as I explained, the parsed and carved, but I don't know if there's anything, like there's no key guide that says what it is.
Okay.
If that's what you mean.
And yesterday you also told us about something called redirects, correct?
Yes.
And that a redirect means that the computer or the device on its own, with the software, with the browser, redirected the user to another website.
When they click on a website, it can redirect, yes.
Okay. And it's the device and the software operating within the device that determines a redirect. It is not the user.
That is correct.
And you don't have anything in this 3,677 records. You don't have, we'll use your reference, an index or anything to indicate the reader of this Exhibit 79 what are redirects and what are not.
That's correct.
And you have no idea how many, quote, redirects occurred or occur within this Exhibit 79.
Just the few that I saw. So I don't know. I don't have an exact number.
Okay. You would agree that with regards to Exhibit 79, that there was no activity on the gray MacBook between 3:50 a.m. and 4:52 a.m.
On what day?
January 1st of 2023.
Again, I'd have to double check. I remember there was Gmail usage around the 3 a.m. point, and then 4:52 there was some searches, but I don't know if there's anything in that time frame in between.
What, if you will, sir, maybe you could check.
Yep.
Counsel, can I see this side of the bench?
Did you find that?
Yes, I have it here, sir. Thank you. Yes, you're correct. 3:50 a.m. is record 1947, and then the following record is 1948 at 4:52 a.m.
Yesterday, you testified that you recalled, or you thought you recalled, references to William Fastow within the MacBook data.
That's correct.
Do you know where that is?
No, I don't.
Can you indicate, well, you just said no, you don't. Trooper Guarino, if I represented to you that there is absolutely no reference to William Fastow within these 3,677 records, would you agree with that?
I don't know. I don't remember. I remember seeing it somewhere, but I don't know if it was in the MacBook. There's, like I said, a lot of data.
It's fair to say, isn't it, that your examination of exhibit that's contained in Exhibit 79, there's no indication that that MacBook and any user of that MacBook ever accessed Anna Walsh's iMessages?
Her iMessages? No, I never saw any indication of that.
I'm going to refer you to page 555, record 2055.
What record number you said? 2055?
2055.
Okay, got it.
And that search query is what is disposal of dead bodies?
That's correct.
There's no reference to murder in that query, correct?
That's correct.
And that query occurred at 6:36:18, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
I'm going to refer you to page, stay on that same page, page 555, record 2057,
Okay.
that occurred at 6:36:22,
Yes.
and it regards body disposal options,
Yes,
no reference to murder, the word murder, correct?
that's correct.
Turning to the next page, 556, record 2059, that occurred at 6:36:30, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
The search query involves cool ways to be buried, correct?
That's correct.
There's no reference to murder, correct?
That's correct.
Page 557, record number 2061,
Okay.
that occurred at 6:36:33,
Yes,
and it's a query of above ground burial options, correct?
that's correct.
And there's no reference to murder.
Yes, that's correct.
Yesterday, you did testify to some search queries that did include the word murder, correct?
That's correct.
And you would agree that these searches that we're talking to the jury about today, they began at 4:42 on January 1st of 2023.
452, but yes.
4:52. The first time the term murder was introduced in these searches was at page 596, record 2185. That's correct, isn't it?
I don't know. I haven't memorized all of these, as you can
No,
tell.
I know you're looking.
But what record number you said?
Okay. Page 596, record 2185.
Yes, I have that here.
And that, okay, I'm sorry, I cut you
Well, I
off.
was just going to say, I see it here. I don't know. I don't believe there's any other things with murder in the keyword search prior.
I'm sorry?
I don't know if there's any other words with keyword searches for Google with the word murder in it prior to this one. Again, like I said, I haven't memorized all of these records. It's quite a bit of them.
Well, if I represented to you that the first time the word murder appears in these searches is at page 596, record 2185. Would you agree with me?
I see it here, so I can just take your word for it.
Okay. And that occurred at 11:28:43 a.m.
Yes, that's correct.
So the first time the word murder appeared in all these records was approximately 6 hours after these searches began.
Again, I'd have to take your word for it, but it seems that.
And that search that we just talked about, the search at 596 record 2185, the one we just spoke about, that occurred right after a search at 595 record 2181, where the query is best way to dispose of body parts quietly.
That's correct.
And that occurred at 11:27:56 a.m., correct?
Yes.
So yesterday I asked you some questions about the use of additional terms to get a different search result. You remember those questions?
Yes, sir.
And that is one example in Exhibit 79, where first a query did not use the word murder, and then it did use the word murder to get different results, correct?
I can't speak to the user's frame of mind when they're searching for something. I can just say yes or no to what the data shows. So those search terms have it, some don't. That I can't speak to why someone is searching what they're searching.
You testified yesterday, and I'm going to give you a cite, page 694, record 2507. If you can turn to that.
Yeah, sorry.
Page 694, record 2507.
Okay.
And that has to do with a query about hard drive removal.
Yes.
Correct? It's fair to say that tell us when that search occurred.
January 2nd, 2023 at 2:01:19 a.m.
Now, you're aware of the fact that certain devices, all made by Apple, were first turned over voluntarily to the police on January 6th of 2023.
No, that's not true.
You would agree that certain devices were turned over to the police on January 6th of 2023.
Yes, certain devices were.
And when those devices were turned over, those devices were examined, correct?
Yes, they were.
And all the hard drives were intact in all those devices.
Well, yes, they were.
And there was no evidence that any of the hard drives had been tampered with, correct?
Well, the products that we were
Was
given,
there any evidence that the hard drives in any of those devices turned over on January 6th had been tampered with?
they don't have standard hard drives that a PC has. They have different hard drive types. They're soldered onto the motherboards of these devices.
So there was no evidence that anything had been tampered with.
That's correct for these chips.
And then you're aware of the fact that then on January 8th, strike that. Let me ask that again. Those devices that were turned over on January 6th were returned to Mr. Walshe on January 7th.
Yes, that's correct.
And then those same devices that were first turned over on January 6th were seized on January 8th or thereafter.
On January 8th, yes.
And additional devices were also seized on January 8th.
Yes, they were.
And one of those devices that was seized on January 8th was this gray MacBook, correct?
Yes, sir.
The gray MacBook whose data appears in Exhibit 79.
Yes, sir.
And there was no evidence after a forensic examination of all the devices now in the possession of the state police that none of the hard drives had been tampered with.
Like physical tamper with, sir? Like physically or like trying to take them apart?
That's one
Yes.
question. We'll do it that way.
Okay.
Physically?
Other than the damage to the devices, no, there was no tampering, like screws missing that I saw.
And when you say the damage to devices, are you talking about the one iPad mini that was cracked?
Yeah, well, and the screen on the gray MacBook, the display itself was not broken, but the LCD screen had like a flicker. It didn't work perfectly.
And none of that affected the data within those devices?
No, that's correct.
Yesterday, you testified with regards to a search history search at page 888, record 3127.
All right, I have 888. Which one?
Record 3127.
Okay.
That search occurred on January 3rd of 2023, correct?
That's 7:30 p.m.
At 7:38, correct?
That's correct.
And that search involved, can police get your search history without your computer, correct?
That's correct.
And once again, without repeating the same question, all those computers and iPhones and iPads were turned over on various dates, January 6th and January 8th and thereafter.
That's correct.
And you're unaware that any other computer or any other iPad or any other cell phone had been destroyed or otherwise disposed of.
Just one cell phone.
Okay. And the search history on all of these devices that were turned over, it was all intact, wasn't it?
Yes, the devices that were either turned over or seized during the warrant were.
And in your forensic analysis of all these devices, you did not see any evidence that anyone tried to remove, delete, or otherwise change the search history contained on these devices.
That's correct.
Yesterday, you testified to cell phone history search, and that's at page 904, record 3184.
Yep, I have it.
And you're aware of the fact that Mr. Walshe was interviewed beginning on January 4th, correct?
I don't remember the exact days. I got involved in the case on the 6th, but I know he was spoken with prior to that.
That query, that search query that we just talked about, page 904, record 3184, that was conducted on January 4th at 8:55 a.m., correct?
That's correct.
But as you sit here today, you're not sure when Mr. Walshe was first interviewed by the law enforcement at his home.
That's correct.
Are you aware of the fact that he was not just interviewed once on January 4th, but twice? Are you aware of that? Were you ever, I guess your answer is no.
That's correct. I don't know.
Are you aware of any dates that Mr. Walshe was in fact questioned or interviewed by the police at his home prior to his arrest?
I just know it was prior to the 6th.
In any event, in all of the devices that you did in fact forensically examine, you saw no evidence that any user tried to destroy any cell phone history as it applied to the cell phones, correct?
To Mr. Walsh's?
Yes.
That's correct.
Now, my understanding from your testimony yesterday is that you did not specifically conduct a full examination of any of the iPhones that were seized.
That's correct.
That would be Trooper Connor Keefe.
That's correct.
A user that uses these devices can delete information, can't they?
To a point.
But the fact of the matter is that those forensic tools that you use, Celebrite, Magnet Gray, Axiom, when you run the data that you extract from a device, that software can detect where a deletion occurred.
As I said, to a point.
It's fair to say that in your examination of the MacBook, device 3, And in all of those records in Exhibit 79, there's no indication that any data had been deleted.
I didn't see anything glaring.
Yesterday, you talked about the Chase account login data, and specifically the Chase login data that occurred on December 27th of 2022. Do you recall that?
Vaguely.
I refer you to page 259, record 951.
Thank you. What was the page again? 259, you said?
259.
Thank you. All right, I have it.
And you would agree with me that that particular activity, the Chase login, that extended up to and including record 1026, found at page 279.
Okay. Yep, I have it.
And it's fair to say that you do not know what was reviewed during that Chase login.
No, I do. I can see right here. So it goes, each URL, if you go into it, shows dashboard overview accounts. There's another one that shows a dashboard authorization when he signed out.
Do you know the details of what he viewed?
What was actually in his account? No.
Okay.
I just know that the headers for the Chase accounts that he was at.
So you don't know if the user was looking at balances, deposits, anything like that. You just know that he logged in to the Chase account.
Yes, whatever covers under the account overview or his login information, that's all I can tell. I don't know if he made transactions or...
And you do not know if there are multiple accounts associated with that Chase login.
That's correct.
I'm going to refer you to page 906, record 3195. Are you there yet?
No, you got me going from one end to the other. All right.
3195.
3195.
Okay. 3195. Okay, have it.
That's another Chase login, isn't it?
That's correct.
Occurred at 3:58:26 p.m. on January 7th, correct?
Yes, sir.
And now I'm going to refer you to record number 3292 on page 930.
Okay.
That's another Chase login, isn't it?
He's already logged, well, he's logged in from earlier, so it's the same login.
It's not the same login that's referenced at page 906-3195, is it? Because that login occurred on January 7th, correct?
Well, if you go back through, oh, I see the date change. Yep, it goes all the preceding ones are also Chase from the 7th and then the 8th.
So the reference specific to page 930, record 3292, that's a Chase login that occurred the next day on January 8th, correct?
Yes, that's true.
And that's at 3:02 a.m., correct?
Yes, it is.
So what you saw in this MacBook data was multiple logins on the Chase account, correct?
Yes.
And they spanned many days during this period that you examined it, 12/25/2022, up to and including January 8th of 2023, correct?
Yes.
So there were many Chase logins apart and aside from the Chase login that you testified to on direct examination yesterday that occurred on December 27th of 2022, correct?
Yes.
You'd also note, and I'll focus your attention on page 948 at record 3362.
Okay.
That involves a login to a Fidelity account, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
And that login occurred at 7:04:21.
Yes.
So there are multiple logins involving financial institutions within that MacBook data that is contained in Exhibit 79, correct?
Yes.
And as you sit here today, you cannot tell this jury how many times there was a Chase login on this MacBook between 12/25/2022 and January 8th of 2023.
Unless I see the last visited count or I go through and hand count them, then no.
And the same question, you can't tell us how many times the Fidelity account was logged into between December 25th, 2022 and January 8th of 2023.
That's correct.
And of course, you didn't examine any data on the MacBook prior to December 25th, 2022, so you have no idea how many times Mr. Walshe or anyone else logged into the Chase account prior to December 25th of 2022.
Yes.
I want to focus your attention to page 279 through 280 and record 1029 that is referenced on 279.
All right. Okay.
Do you have that in front of you?
Yes, sir.
That was a Google search that occurred at 9:37:07, correct?
Record 1029? Yes.
And that occurred, once again, on 12/27, this 12/27 date that we keep hearing about, correct?
Yes.
That search and those results had to do with Porsches, didn't it?
Yes.
Had to do with someone searching for Porsche cars, correct?
Yeah, it looks like it says 911 Porsche 2009 for sale.
And one of those searches involved a Porsche for sale in Cohasset, didn't it?
I don't know. I can look. Oh, I see it. Yep.
That's a yes?
Car Gurus, yes.
Okay. That search that I just asked you about that occurred on 12/27, that search happened right after those Chase searches that occurred on 12/27, didn't it?
Yes.
And that Porsche search at 279, 280, and the other searches thereafter, they occurred right after those searches that you referenced yesterday to the jury about divorce, correct?
Believe so.
I'm going to focus your attention now to page 2.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
They did. I just went back. I saw it.
I'm going to focus you now to page 234, record 863.
2, 3, 4. Okay.
That is a search that occurred on 12/27, once again, and it occurred around 8/23/13, correct?
I have 82308, but yep.
Okay. And I'm going to ask you to go forward to record 870 and ask you to look at those records that run from 863 to 870. They all involve searching for a diamond ring, don't they?
Yes.
And one of the specific queries is a 4-carat diamond, correct?
Yes.
And there's a specific reference in the search at page 236, record 870, that it references BlueNile.com diamonds, correct?
That's correct.
These searches that you just testified to regarding searching for diamonds, they occurred just before the searches that you told us about regarding the divorces yesterday, correct?
Yes.
Talking about those divorce searches now, the divorce searches that occurred on 12/27, they start actually with a search at page 240, record 887, and the search involves Katie Holmes' divorce.
Yes.
Katie Holmes is an actress, do you know?
Yes.
And so that is the first search that appears on 12/27 that includes the term divorce, correct?
Let's see. I believe so.
And then there's the searches that we talked about, you talked about yesterday on direct. And it's fair to say, isn't it, that those searches regarding divorce you testified to ran from page 241, record 891, to page 258, record 948.
Is that the question? Did I?
Yes.
Yes.
And you characterized them yesterday when asked by the Commonwealth. How do you characterize the nature of those searches? All showing divorce advice. Your words, correct?
Not gonna lie, I forget what I said, but I believe so.
Okay. So it's fair to say that if they ran from 8:33 to 8:54, that'd be a total of 21 minutes, correct?
Yes.
That's 21 minutes of looking at divorce, as you characterized it, divorce advice, in over 15 days of data that you extracted from the MacBook, correct?
Yes.
And these divorce searches, once again, they occurred after the diamond searches, right after them, didn't they?
Yes.
And they occurred before the Porsche searches, didn't they?
Yes.
And these searches occurred before the Chase searches that you testified to.
Yes.
So on 12/27, that extracted data from the MacBook shows that all right around the same time there was a Chase login, correct?
Yes.
Looks like someone was shopping for a diamond ring or a diamond, correct?
I don't know if they were shopping for it, but they were looking at it.
And somebody was looking at Porsches for sale, correct?
That's correct.
And there was no divorce-related searches that occurred in the data you looked at from 12/25 up to and including up to the 12/27 divorce searches you told us about.
Not that I saw.
It's fair to characterize these searches that you testified to yesterday that they began at 4:52, and sometimes the searches only seem to last no more than a minute or two.
I can't speak to the time frame of all of them because I don't have them all memorized, but I know some were short, some were not.
But in fact, if someone reviewed Exhibit 79 carefully and looked at the data the data would reveal, wouldn't it, how long and how short some of these searches went from one search query to the next, correct?
Yes, that's true.
And it would also show that during these searches that were being conducted, that at times the software, the browser, would then redirect and send the user to someplace else, and then a new search would be conducted, correct?
Again, I don't remember being all that many, but yes, that could happen.
And there are searches that include searches of what detergent to use to clean up, correct?
Clean up what?
Clean up a wood floor? You recall that? If you don't, that's fine.
Yeah. I remember it having something else in that search string, but I don't remember just how to clean wood floors.
Okay. Do you remember, as you sit here today, anything about searches for concrete floors?
Yes.
Okay. All of these searches, they go on not just for one day. These searches go on for at least 3 days, don't they?
I believe they go from the 1st to the 4th.
Okay. And on January 3rd, there are searches about how to deal with smells and odors from a decomposing body, isn't there?
Yes.
And those searches about how to deal with an odor, they don't even begin until January 3rd, do they? If you know, if you don't, that's
I
fine.
thought on the 1st there was one how long it takes for a body to start smelling.
But not how to, that's correct.
Yeah,
but
but
not how
not-
to clean it up.
That's correct.
And not how to mask the smell or anything of the sort.
No, there is January 1st, 4:58. How long does a body stop smelling? Dead
But not
bodies.
how to mask it, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
And not how to clean it up.
I'm not seeing that.
You're not seeing it.
I'm not seeing it. I'm just seeing the beginning ones that I've already talked about.
That's all I have.
Redirect.
Very, very briefly.
79.
If we could just put up Exhibit 79, page 593, just to clear up one thing. Record 2171. If you could just read that title, please, Trooper.
It says your spouse is missing and you want a divorce / hello divorce.
And what is the date and time for that?
January 1st, 2023, 10:49 a.m.
So that is after 12/27 of 22, is that right?
Yes.
Thank you. And Trooper, you talked about on cross-examination, you were asked about devices that you received on January 6th of 2023 by Mr. Walsh. Did you receive the MacBook?
No, I did not.
You received, what did you receive?
The iPhone 13 mini and 2 iPads, iPad 6 and iPad 6 mini.
And did those have hard drives